We came to wreck everything and ruin your life.
On the next level! Titan Slayer. Titan Slayer. See your mind is everything. You bring it what you can bring. You say I lie in your feet. You say I'm a running. Pulling me like gravity. The beast is fully agree.
What's happening, all my party people? Thank you for joining me again on the test server as we are looking at a couple of things. Number one is going to be the factory map that you are seeing here. This is set to come out really soon. I don't know if it's going to be next update or possibly an update after that, but this is looking really good. The other thing is going to be the Atomizer. We're still trying that out too. The Atomizer takes a little bit of a hit on this test server. And while in the notes it says that the damage was reduced, it was 870 per round. Now it's down to 720 per round, I think is what it said. You'll have to look back at the title screen, but I think it's down to 720. But there's something else that I think that they did with the Atomizer in this. It looks like, you know how as it overheats it becomes less accurate. It's either overheating more quickly, or it is generally less accurate than what it was before. If the Atomizer is where it's supposed to be, then on something like a leech, it should feel more effective. It should feel like it's performing well. If you need 4 of something before it begins to feel like a weapon that you want to use on one of your bots, then it's really not that good. I think that's why the leech kind of gets a bad reputation as being an OP bot, being overpowered, because generally 4 of a weapon that's any good at all is gonna feel really OP on something like a leech. That was one of the problems with the Spectre back in the Spectre meta. 4 shock trains, that was really serious. It was it got nerfed, of course. I mean, not only the Spectre got nerfed, but the shock trains as well. So that's kind of getting off the tracks of what we're doing here, but you get what I'm saying though, is that on something like a leech, the Atomizer is feeling really good, and it doesn't. It actually feels really ineffective, and I've shown in other videos how effective it can be. So there's I think there's something more going on here with the Atomizer than simply reducing the damage. I think if the accuracy were still there, if it didn't get to being in its overheated state as quickly, then I think it would still be okay. If you're putting rounds on target, it's still, I mean, 150 damage per round isn't a huge hit. So I think if you were putting rounds on target, I think it would still be okay. But I try to get the sort of gameplay out of the Atomizers as I have on other videos, and I couldn't do it this time around. And I had some other gameplay where I was doing pretty well, and I had to go back and review it. I found that I was actually getting kills from other weapons, so it wasn't on a build where it was the leech with the Atomizers. It was on builds where I was running it, say on Fenrir, the Atomizers with the Avenger, and I found that most of my kills were coming from the Avenger. So whereas I would have given the Atomizer my endorsement, say last weekend, this weekend I would not. I would say this is not where it needs to be. And I find myself in agreement with other people who are doing videos and reviewing this weapon right now, that it needs something more. It needs a buff at this point from where it is now. So the other thing we are looking at is this new map, Factory, which just briefly mentioned. You saw it there in the first clip. Also with the Titans Unfortunately, on the test server, when the Titans come out, this is for me, it kind of ruins the test server. I'm not able. I don't want to test Titans. I want to test the weapons. I want to test the map, but yeah, whatever. So, but the map is looking really good. You can see it's got some different levels. It's got some cover. It's got places to hide. It's got corners. It's got angles. It's got some open areas. It's got a little bit of everything. It's not a huge map. It's I think from one side to the other. When I first came in, or when I first dropped in, I was kind of trying to target players on the other side of the map, and it is something a little over 600 meters. So it's not a huge map, but it does have some wide open shooting lanes. The beacon layout is really cool on this too. I hope you can see that when I get to where I'm dropping in the next spot. I hope you can see the beacon layout. It's kind of weird. There is not a center beacon per se, but there are two beacons that are really close to each other near the center. So I think this fosters, if you like the brawling, I think this fosters that kind of gameplay. But if you like playing the longer range weapons, I think there's that too. You can provide support and cover to your buddies who are down fighting it out near the middle. So I'm going to leave it at that. I don't really have anything else I feel like I need to say about this test server. I've said what I need to about the Atomizer. I'm going to let you guys watch how this map goes as I try to move around. I try to show some more points on it. Leave it at that. Get out of here, and I'll talk to y'all later. You guys have a good weekend. Thanks. Bye.